Right, well, thanks for everyone for coming down today. As a club, we wanted to give you the opportunity to have a chat to Scotty before we get to the Christmas break, just to hear about how the program's going. But I wanted to come down and give it a little bit of context, meeting here at the service station, and that's all about the fact that we're launching our new 3-year sponsorship of United Petroleum as a major ball sponsor, as you see on the ball here, and David's come down as the CEO of United Petroleum to help us launch that. Why that's important, not only as a ball sponsor, but over the last 5 or 6 years, the Collingwood Football Club has talked about the fact that we're committed to bring the cost of being a Collingwood supporter down. So we're doing a lot of work about bringing the cost down of going to the football. So that's why we've had our membership freezes, and we'll be doing a lot of work about bringing those costs down generally. But also over the last few years, we've been working to bring down the cost for members of groceries, of electricity and power, now for fuel, Christmas gifts, through Magpie Rewards, which is a program for all our Collingwood members. In many cases, we have hundreds and hundreds of members that are saving more money on their cost of living as being a Collingwood member than what it actually costs to be a member. And that's why United Petroleum will be coming out early in the new year with an offer for all Collingwood members about saving money on their fuel as well. So a commitment that we've made, and David and his team, which we're pretty excited about, and so that's what we're talking about today. With that being said, one of the things before I throw open to questions to Scotty is not the greatest Christmas present for the Collingwood Football Club. While the entire player group's training very, very well, and we couldn't be happier. Yesterday we did have a bit of a setback. Ben Reid, who we would know over the last 12 months, quad injury, calf injury, hamstring, isn't even back in full training. We were about a week away from that, and unfortunately, even while he was doing his warm-up yesterday, has tweaked what we saw as his good calf. So unfortunately, that's an injury that I would suggest will take him into the new year. It's probably 4 to 6 weeks before he'll be able to get into training. We're hoping it doesn't jeopardise his start to the season, but not an ideal part of the program from Ben's point of view. Now I just wanted to give you the opportunity to open it up to Scotty and ask him any questions about himself and the program to this point.
Well, just on that with Ben Reid, he must be very flat with the year he's had.
Yeah, he was. I spoke to him yesterday after it happened, and he's like all of us, sort of searching for answers and wondering why. But I think now the clubs, we'll have a look at best possible treatment for Reedy, and hopefully we can see him up and going after the Christmas break. And you just don't want to see this type of injury run for any player.
Is he beginning to think there's some sort of inherent weakness in his calves, or is it just a continued run of bad luck?
Yeah, I think he's got to speak to his mum and dad and see what's going on, and see if they've had a history of calves. But no, look, he's an optimistic person, and he'll just take this injury, on face value. And it was his good calf, and it's only a tweak, so it's not a full tear in the calf. So hopefully, as Purdy said, it's only sort of 4 to 6 weeks, and we see him back out there because for us to be a good side this year, is a key part of that.
How did the playing group take it when they heard the news? I suppose they've all been behind him for so long, but to hear another setback. Yeah,
everyone, you're just flat for him. You just don't, especially this time of year, you just want guys to be ticking boxes, and he was just doing his own running, building back up into getting into the full training, and just on the side. And once the boys heard after training, we're all pretty flat and sort of rallied around him.
What stage of the program are you at now following your surgery?
I'm in the gold bib at training, so still no contact yet, but got the all clear from the surgeon last week, and I'll start full contact January 5.
So it hasn't really affected your running program too much?
No, if anything, you sort of do more. You get pulled out of the footy drills when there's contact, and you get to run laps, which has been a new experience for me. But look, can't wait to get to Jan 5 and be able to get back into the contact drills. But it's been at the same time puts a bit of perspective into what other guys have to deal with. I've been pretty fortunate that it's my first surgery after a season, and I've been doing it with Jared Witts, who's dealt with this sort of for 3 years in a row. So from that point of view, it's been a good learning tool. Yeah, he does. Geordie's been good. Braden, Darcy, good years. All the guys they've come in, they're all injury free, and the drills that we've been doing are challenging guys, and the first year players have really stood up well, and they haven't been sort of pulled out of too much of the drills. They're into it with everything that we're doing, so they're certainly getting a rude awakening at the moment.
A lot of changes on the list. How different do you think the round one side next year will look to the last side you fielded this year?
I haven't even really thought about that, but yeah, you're right. There's been certainly some changes, and already just sort of off the top of my head, there's probably 4 or 5 changes that will take place straight away. So it's just opportunity. Anytime someone goes down or leaves the football club, there's always somebody ready to take that spot. So round one still seems so far away though. At the moment we're just all preparing to get ready for that game.
Where do you?
In saying that, round one, I suppose we heard Dane Beams earlier in the week saying he can't wait to play Collingwood, and I take it you'll be lining up on him. Are you excited as well?
Oh yeah, I think anytime the round one game signifies the end of sort of a gruelling slog of pre-season and your first chance to really rip into an opposition. So, I heard Beamsy say, I hope they flog us, and clearly he's going to think that, and clearly I want to flog them. So, hopefully I get my way.
I did that interview and I asked him whether he was expecting a bit of stick from you guys, and he confirmed he was looking ahead to it. So you're looking forward to getting into him physically?
He can handle himself physically and verbally as well, Beamsy. He's such a great player, and I'm just looking forward to getting up there, and when the time comes to get up there and rip in and have a good crack. And we are on one from last year.
So just a big picture view, like I was having a look at the ladder this morning, and again looking at you blokes, number 11, doesn't look right. I think we all expect more from you than that, but the list has changed a lot. Are you guys an underperformed side, or are you a side that's about where you should be? Where do you sort of see yourselves?
I wouldn't. Wins and losses don't lie. So we're 11th, and that's as good as we were last year. And but we've got some sort of strong evidence from the first half of the year how well we were able to play. We just died out in the second half of the year, and we'll be trying to replicate that first half of the year for a full season. And but that all just starts NAB Cup and trying to build that confidence within each other, which we're doing at the moment. And hopefully round one comes around and we get off to a flyer.
Losing Nick Maxwell, Luke Ball, obviously really strong leaders within your team. Where's the leadership come from? Your captain, you need support. Where does it come from?
We've got a great group of young guys that are really keen, and something that Maxie and Bally were really good at is identifying that next batch and working with them. Not just last year, but in years gone by. And Steel Sidebottom's taken some great strides. We've got there's also senior players like Travis Cloak and Tyson Goldsack. Alan Tuvi's a year back from his knee. Young guys, Taylor Adams, Jamie Elliott, Alex Fasolo, Paul Seedsman. So guys like that 23 years old now, and we're expecting them to take the next step both on the field and in their leadership.
This morning's back in the news for a change. Not just what was written on the weekend, but do you feel like he's a bit of a man on the mission, given he performed so far under his normal expectations this year?
Yeah, well, I think he put it on himself in the media when he spoke about how his year was putrid. That was his word about how his year was last year, and I think most guys would probably be pretty happy with averaging around 20 touches a year. So it shows you the quality of player that Swanee is. But we do expect more than what he delivered last year, and he's the first to put his hand up, and I can't wait for him to sort of silence the critics and get back to being the Dane Swan we know.
How would you describe your year personally? Not putrid.
I haven't really reflected on it too much. I'm just disappointed that we didn't play finals, and I suppose I'm past the stage of worrying about how I perform as an individual. I just want to make sure that I'm doing what I can to make this team a better football club, and if we play finals next year, I've had a good year, and if we haven't, I've had a bad year.
Pretty happy with free fuel now too, mate.
Absolutely, if that's the way it's going to roll.
What's on the Christmas wish list, Scotty?
Not much. Mum's been asking me the same thing. What do I want? And we'll have to see what Santa delivers as well. So hopefully a few surprises.
Soft tissue injuries for the Pies?
I'll send Ben Reid some calves, I think, for Christmas.